This cannot be happening again.
It's a fingernail.
Randolph!
Oh my God, what have you done?
I like the way y'all do business in Texas here, Mr. Weber.
It's all pasture land, easy to develop, vacant. Except for this holdout, that wacko with that piece of shit motor museum.
Look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. That's up to you.
No amount of Texas bullshit's gonna change my mind.
If you take this land all the way from that so-called motor museum full of old rusty old vehicles, all the way across the field.
The people of Campo, they like to live small, with a lot of open space. You take that away, you take away this little town.
Cleve, I hear you're thinking about having a concert out at the museum. A death metal band?
If you like beef and you like jerky, you're gonna love Wonder Jerky! Nobody knows what a killer looks like! Nobody knows! You know the words! Let's go! Nobody knows what a killer looks like!
The hell is that? Hey, sir, wait, please.
What kind of weird shit is going on here?
Wait, don't leave. Wait, it's okay. I'll be right back. I bet it's just those guys with guitars playing with us. No, please, no!
Oh my God.
Nobody knows what a killer looks like!
Hello, everyone. The movie we're going to talk about today is a movie that I did not know existed. Is Slaughterhouse 2 in 2025. It is the part 2 of the original from 1987. It's a 1 hour and 27 minute horror released November 21st of 2025. Storyline: unlike Buddy Bacon in the original Slaughterhouse, his brother Cleavon left the blood-splattered pig farm for a better life. But just like his father, Cleavon has a mute son who has a passion for home-reared, flame-grilled Wonder Jerky. Anyone who strays into Bacon's ranch of an abandoned Americana cars will soon become part of the Wonder Jerky success story. Here's the cast. Sherry Lee as Sheriff Liz Burden, Maddie Lewis as Emily, Sarah Clementina King as Jessie, Jim Larimore as Mel Weber, Don Doe as Mayor Johnson, Brian Butler as Cleavon Bacon, and the cast goes on. You know, I was wondering and figuring out how this would work out. It was directed by Rick Roessler. He did the original in 1987, which I absolutely loved that movie. I love the 80s feel of that. I love the 80s period. And I was wondering, how are they going to make a part 2 almost 40 years later? Now, obviously, Buddy from the original passed away in 2010. I've heard inklings that this movie was going to be made a lot sooner, but it didn't. And he passed away at the age of 55 in 2010. So there's footage in his movie that you see. Now I'm trying to figure out if it was the actual footage from the first movie. I mean, as far as towards the end there, where you see the sheriff and his daughter, which his daughter is now the sheriff in this movie. You have a crossover. It was cool to see her back in here again after all those years. So basically, it's a whole different story. Now, Cleavon, that's the brother of Buddy, supposedly moved away in the first movie, and now he has this museum with all these old cars and buses and all kinds of crazy shit. But his son is a big fan, and he loves making jerky. Now, you can imagine what is used in a jerky, obviously. Anybody who comes near their museum, he goes out and kills them and cuts them up and grinds them up and make them into the Wonder Jerky, which everybody loves. And then you have a guy who came there to try and buy Mel Weber, came there to try to buy the museum because he wanted that ground for his condos and whatever. Of course, this guy's not going to sell. And I think one of the weirdest part of this movie is a death metal band comes and performs because his son loves death metal, the mute who likes to kill. I'm trying to wrap my head around, from the original and from this one. Obviously, it's not the 80s, and that's no one's fault because it's 2025. This movie was all right. I mean, you see him coming back from wherever he was. You see hikers. They hike from Mexico to Canada on this trail, right? You see him signing that book, and they're walking, and all of a sudden you see him bringing them to his place, them being dead. You know what I mean? It's just, you see stuff like that. It has an 80s throwback as far as the kills, because it doesn't go into full detail, which some of the early 80s movies, that's how it was, which I don't mind that at all. So basically you have a father and son repeating what the father and son did in the original, but the father and son in this one, so it's way different than the first one. But Sheriff Liz Burden, played by Sherry Lee, she, like I said, was in the original. She was, her dad was killed. Her dad was the sheriff, was killed by Buddy. And then, of course, she kills Buddy in the beginning of this movie from the first one. Now, I think that's not actual footage. I'm not too sure. Either way, that's how the story intertwines. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. You can catch it on Tubi. You can watch it there. It's called Slaughterhouse 2, Death Metal in 2025. But the actual title is Slaughterhouse 2. So yeah, check it out and let me know. My review of the original is on my YouTube channel. Check it out. It's over 1,000 views. And it keeps climbing. But you can't beat the 80s. But you know what? This is a watchable film. I mean, considering it's almost 40 years later. But yeah, there you go, folks. I give this film a 7 out of 10. It's watchable. I mean, it's not what I expected. It's kind of hard to try even to try and make a part 2 that far away from the time the original was made. But it's watchable. So definitely check it out. And while you're at it, You can join. You can be a member of my YouTube channel for as low as 99 cents a month. So please come and be a member, and let's have fun together. I'm out of here.